welcome to episode 26 of the Webcomic Beacon Presents First Issue! I'm Marcus Hulk Hogan.
I'm Melissa.
And I'm Fes, and this is Deathstroke #1 from DC Comics! Or it's Deathstroke. Or Deathstroke. I don't know. Because
is there a space there?
They don't. Well, there's a space on the front because you don't. There's no hyphen. There's no hyphen there.
No. There's a carriage return. There's not a space. If the space was, Death would be over a little bit further.
Well, it's sliced, so it's it's kind of sliding off. Anyway, this cover is right out of the '90s from Image Comics, most likely. What do you think? I don't know.
Like, you read them.
I've seen enough of them. I've seen enough of the covers. You don't have to read what's on the inside to know that, badass dude killing shit. Well, anyway, it is.
And he's got pouches and knives and things all over and
Cyberman.
And the wind is blowing in two different directions. I mean, there's a background here. There's a scene of what's going on.
Yeah, he's killing somebody.
I'll be upset if this scene isn't in the comic, and I'm not going to hold my breath for it.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I thought this meant that he was from the future. And I was like, oh, holy shit, they're actually, like, separating them more. Because, like, and, like, going back to kind of Edgeforget and being in Demon Knights, he's not generally in that time period. So I thought that maybe he was going to be in the future.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, cool, so Deathstroke's going to be a future character. That could be pretty interesting. Because it's like a fucking post-apocalyptic wasteland.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool.
Yeah, like a nuke went off, like, 100 years ago, and he's killing what look like zombies holding guns.
Well,
So,
I think they're just burned remains at this point.
Okay, well, whatever. Either way.
So why is he killing burned remains?
Well, they were already dead, and now they're burned remains.
And now he's posing.
But
he's
why
posing
is he
for the
stabbing
camera.
Oh.
I mean, he's cutting one.
That's what you did in the 90s. You posed.
But the thing is,
I don't remember that in the 90s.
That would have been so much
enough
cooler.
issues of covers where they're just like, they have to be posing because they couldn't actually be in the middle of a scene doing what they're doing on some of these covers. Anyway, so he looks pissed off.
He's cool.
The cover itself
Awesome paints.
The cover itself actually looks decent enough. The title could pop a bit better, I think, but it's okay. The background definitely looks like the background. The foreground definitely looks like the foreground. It's not all bleeding into each other. Mm-hmm. It works enough for, I guess, if you want to know what Deathstroke is. It looks like this is telling you this is what Deathstroke is.
Yes.
Fair enough.
I guess it works for what it is.
He is what he is. He's assassin.
I do give points for background and foreground separation, a scene basically.
Yes,
and that's basically what it here. We start in Moscow.
Moscow. Come on, I'll show it to you.
So basically, we find out that this guy is basically a mercenary.
Yeah, mercenary badass, killing people.
Yeah, very much killing people. And I do got to point out, he's actually wearing dragon skin, which is a particular. His armor is scaly because it is an actual type of armor. Huh. So I thought that was just kind of interesting, some sort of thing that I knew. I was like, yeah, that would make sense. It's one of the best armors out there.
Nice. Good idea.
And it's a lightweight, flexible armor because of how it's constructed. Anyway, so we find him that he's a mercenary, but right now he's just kind of doing some stupid work, and because it seems like the guy who's finding work for him is like, well, he's getting old, there's not a whole lot of people that are really, well, we don't kind of need that sort of setup.
I didn't even get that either, because I'm like, what? How do you mean, like, the guys don't think you can cut it anymore, and he can, like, throw a paperclip and cut a fly in half. He doesn't seem to be, like, failing any missions. Like, I can understand if it was like, come on, man, we've put you through, like, the last 6 missions. You couldn't even protect a 16-year-old, socialite from her stalker. You're losing your edge. Then I could understand this being the case. But he seems to be as sharp as ever. He's never fucking failed, even these shitty missions they give him. So, how in the fuck are his clients considering him over?
Well, we basically got his agent, and his agent is saying this, so we don't know. Maybe it's his agent doing something. It could be
but then his agent's a fucking idiot, because it's like, why would you say to this guy's face,
well, he's telling him what other people are saying. No, he isn't saying that. He says other people aren't that interested in him because, because he's old. So he's passing the buck on this, so we don't really know. But
he's passing the buck, but it's like, this guy's crazy.
But it's still the setting. It still establishes the setting
It
that
does.
this is what it's going for. So, and then
No one said he was a genius.
we are introduced to basically they're going to be doing a mission,
Yeah.
and he's going to be with a bunch of basically noobs,
Yeah, they're the fucking like vampire hunters from Blade 3.
a bunch of
Yeah.
kids, and
Which
so
means they are expendable.
well, no, see, I didn't see that right away. I think
Doesn't make a buddy comedy where they all have to fucking live together.
no, I saw some potential. Well, I was kind of like, okay,
Real
well, this
world
is
Deathstroke.
This is the true story. True story.
7 strangers picked to live in a loft.
no,
That would
like,
be hot.
this was going to turn into, all right, so this is going to be like the old meets the new, sort of like a new team thing, and it's going to be about the team dynamics, and we're going to learn a lot about stuff. So that's what I was kind of feeling. So I was kind of like, okay, well, it's going to be like one of those. Because
Well,
I know nothing of Deathstroke. I have no idea if it's a new character or an old character.
He's a pretty old character, but yeah.
So anyway, so I guess the mission is to get this goblin guy.
Yeah.
Fucking Max Shrek over here.
Yeah.
Fucking kill no Max
This
Shrek.
Nosferatu. And that's basically, it's basically a lot of the setup, we're almost halfway through the comic, and we're basically getting an establishment of the characters that are going to be in this before the actual point
Yeah.
of the comic comes in.
Mission, get inside the plane, kill the
then-
guy. And
Kill
blow
the
it up.
guy, get the stuff.
Get the stuff and blow it up.
Yep.
And then action.
No, you're classic,
Yeah, it's just the mission that you have to do every time you have a mission that's expendable, and you just have to showcase character
Yep.
powers.
So we get on the plane, and we find out, ooh, there's a little bit more going on here than we thought. And
Yeah.
there's clones of this guy, but they're not clones, or they are clones, and they turn into these things, and they attack them. So we get an excuse for action. And
Well, of course, there's
yeah.
an assassination mission. You better have some action.
Action.
And one thing I thought was kind of cool is that these characters, these monsters that he has to fight, are it's mentioned that they have
Clayface DNA?
DNA in them. Yes, I thought was kind of cool. Which I don't know what extent that makes them powerful, other than like a minor.
because they're
transformation.
still moving after this guy's head is off.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they were going to regenerate or what the deal was there. Okay, so they just keep moving without a head. That's kind of cool.
Actually, it looks like... Oh, yep, okay.
He throws him out the window. Which, I'm like, was that going to kill him or not? I don't know.
Well, it'll be out of his way at that point.
Yeah, I don't think he has a care. It's not like he was sent to kill them.
Yeah, and then the main bad guy is like, there's more going on than you realize.
Yeah.
And da-da-da, so
He
like
opens
kinda-
it up, and holy shit, it's the briefcase from Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
I was like, that is fucking cool, kind of. I don't know. Is it?
Is this
it
supposed
to be cool? Is it supposed to be scary? Am I supposed to feel for Deathstroke right here? Or am I
message.
supposed to just kind of notice the reference and laugh?
I don't know. It's so he gets the case, gets out, blows it up.
Yeah.
Haha, yes, and then they're all like, haha, celebration, we did it, yeah.
Yeah, like that whole like celebration scene at the early going in Team America World Police, where they're all drinking and
Yeah.
dancing around the little glass bar. Things go crazy. Spoilers.
Let's see, is that enough of a spoiler?
Yes,
That's a huge.
yes.
Let's just say that things turned out not the way that I thought.
Yes.
Which here it's a good thing that things didn't turn out the way that I thought. It's a bad thing. It's like I still
then
think
you
I'm big
s-
enough.
I don't think so.
Okay, cut back in. Maybe that was maybe what I said is a spoiler, but basically things turned out in such a way that
Things turned out differently than you expected.
differently than I expected.
And you
I don't think I'm interested in getting the second issue with this. I mean, I could have, but I don't know. It just seems like he's trying. The comic itself is trying too hard to be something that I just don't care about.
This is a showcase of Deathstroke as I am the ultimate badass. Don't fuck with me.
As a number one, it does do its job.
yeah,
I'd say it does. I don't like it, but I give it a succeeds.
yeah.
I'll give it a succeeds as well. All the information is there for you to get into the character, and it's your choice whether it's a sort of interesting thing.
If you're a kid of the '90s,
I will.
you'll probably like this.
You know, it's an interesting concept. The character is interesting from a wow, what an asshole level.
Yeah.
And I found the art to be quite nice. And
Yes.
Oh, it is good.
If somebody handed me number 2, I'd probably read it.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. And
I
I
don't
give
know if I'd seek it out myself, but
yeah,
Yeah.
I give it a succeeds too. This all this kind of the same reasons. What I really liked about it though was this is very similar to OMAC in that it's an action book.
Yeah.
You know, this is like a 90s, get in there, do a mission, and showcase your character first issue.
Better than OMAC.
A fuckload better than
Yeah.
OMAC.
Yeah.
It tells you stuff.
Yeah, you actually understand that character. You know his name.
Yeah.
You know, you care. You find out why he's acting the way he does, and like he feels like he doesn't feel over the hill, but other people are telling him he is, and he's got to kind of prove himself to not be. Whereas OMAC, it was just kind of smash, 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 smash. This character's awesome, isn't he? This way, you get both.
Yes.
You get a story about a character and the fucking whoop ass. This dude is awesome. So succeeds definitely.
So that's Deathstroke or Deathstroke from DC Comics #1.